I want to do a quick video on the fine line between getting help and cheating. And as an English teacher, I've had to deal with this on several occasions where a student said to me that she was, quote, getting help, unquote, when it turns out that somebody that she was related to was writing the majority of the paper for her. And she said to me, well, you told us to get help. If we needed help, ask people to check our paper and help us with the paper, and collaborate. But she took it way too far. And I've had other people do the same thing where they said, well, I had somebody else help. And I've had students come up to me and say, can you help me with my paper? And they expect me to sit down and completely revise and edit it and while they sit there and stare at me. And I don't do that sort of thing. And I just wanted to let you know the difference between getting help and cheating. Now, hey, can you help me with my English paper? Now, you've said something like that, and if you have, that's great. Of course, good writers collaborate with each other. That's what good writers do. They help each other out. They give each other ideas. They check each other's work for spelling and grammar and flow and tone and a million other things. Yes, but the thing is that you have to be the one that does the writing, you have to be the one that does the editing, and you have to be the one that does the correcting. The other person can't do any of the work of your work for you. Otherwise, you are cheating. You're getting somebody else to do your work for you, and that's cheating. And it's sort of a fine line. So here's an example, okay? Let's say you want to get a job as a painter, and the owner of the painting company wants to see how well you paint. So she asks you to paint your brother's living room, and she's going to come over and look at what you did. So let's say this. Let's say you ask your buddy, Phil, can you help me? And he comes over and he holds the paint can for you, and he helps you load the ladder and so forth. And then he says, hey, you missed this spot and you missed that spot. That is fine. That is not cheating. He is helping you because you are the one who's doing the painting. You're the one who's doing the painting. However, if Phil helped you by climbing the ladder and doing part of one wall and then finished the last part because you had to take a phone call and then had to repaint one whole wall because you did a sloppy job, then you can't say it's my job. I painted the room. You can't say that. You're cheating because Phil did part of the job. All right, so the thing is that you could think, well, no problem. You got the job because you got help. Well, the problem, yeah, there's a huge problem because you're going to get fired on the very first job when the owner sees you can't paint well. Look, if you want to be a mechanic, let's say you want to be an auto technician, and you cheat on your exam and you really have no idea how to fix brakes, and you get your certification, well, you know what's going to happen. You're going to get hired, and somebody's going to put a wrench in your hand and say, fix this guy's brakes. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to fix him right, and his brakes are going to fail, and he's going to crash and get killed, and and you're going to be fired, and it's because you cheated on your exam. Like here on the second page. Think about this. You're going into the hospital for an operation. You find out your doctor cheated on his medical exams. He doesn't really know what he's doing, but he high-fived his buddies when he cheated and he became a doctor. Do you want him operating on you? Don't you want him to know what he's doing? So it's the same sort of thing. It's not okay to cheat. It's not okay to have somebody write your paper for you or write a large part of it for you. It's not okay. All right. So here's the thing. It's the same thing with writing. You have to write your own stuff. And the reason why is because your teacher is not going to be able to help you if he or she can't see your work. All right? If you want to get better at writing, you have to show your teacher your writing. If you want to get better at playing soccer, you have to get out there and play soccer, and the coach has to see how you run, how you hit, how everything, your moves, everything. He or she has to be able to see what you're doing in order to tell you what you're doing good and what you need improvement on. All right, so here, to wrap up, I want you to download this document and read it. All right, and here are some examples in the document. I'm not going to go through it right now, but here are some examples of what's okay. And here are some examples of what's not okay. This is cheating. There's a bunch of examples of what's cheating. Don't do them. It's a very serious thing. When you go to college, if you're caught cheating, it's grounds for expulsion from college. And all right, so I want you to read this and just make sure that when you finish reading this, you should understand that getting somebody to check your paper for you is okay. Getting somebody to circle the mistakes you made is okay. And getting somebody to say, hey, these 3 paragraphs don't really flow very well. You need to have more transition words, or you're not giving enough support to your argument, or something like that. That's great. Yes, do that. Certainly you should get help from other people, but the writing has to be something you did 100%. Then you're not cheating, you're just collaborating. All right, so I just want you to make sure you read this. Please don't get in trouble and disgrace yourself by showing, by cheating, and don't make an unpleasant situation for your teacher, because no teacher likes to confront a student and accuse them of cheating. It's an awful thing for any teacher to have to do. It's very unpleasant. It's unpleasant for you. It's unpleasant for the teacher. It's unpleasant for your parents. It's just a terrible thing. Please, as a teacher, I'm asking, do your own work. Let me see the work you do, even though it's not perfect. Of course it's not perfect. Your teacher is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. But just bare your soul, write your best, show it to your teacher, listen to what he or she says, and that's the only way to get your writing to improve. If you get somebody else to do your writing for you, you'll never get any better at reading and writing. So thanks a lot for taking to heart what I said. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in another video, okay?